Welcome to the Dance Studio Empire podcast, a mix of business strategies, simple tips for studio growth and success, with a touch of inspiration, motivation, plus raw and honest conversations to ensure you are building your studio empire. I'm your host, Jen Dalton, studio owner for 30 years, dance business coach, and author of the book Teaching Dance Beyond the Steps. My business philosophy is creativity is our superpower, and I believe we all have the means and ability to infiltrate this into our studio. Just sometimes we can get too busy, distracted, or overwhelmed to see that. And so this is exactly what I am here to help you do. Okay then, let's do this. Hit that subscribe button, sit back and relax. Now let's get ready to build your dance studio empire. Hello, dance studio owners, and welcome back to Dance Studio Empire, the podcast. I am Jen Dalton, your host, and today's episode has literally just come to me because what I had planned, I've scrapped. Well, not scrapped completely. I will put it on another week, but I've just freshly come off a one-on-one coaching call with one of my Studio by Design clients. And the discussion we were having, we were talking about that feeling that she, for the past several years, like most of us, have had that feeling of just continually chasing our tails, reacting, not being on the forefront of what we're planning on doing and what we're doing. It's just that continual chasing and that feeling of never being on top. And so we had a discussion, and she's in the absolute depths of changing everything about the way she's running her studio. She's absolutely killing it, by the way. But yeah, we're talking about that. She wants to get back on top of stuff. And so we started talking about this last couple of months leading up to the end of the year and exactly how she can do that. And I have a checklist, of course, because I have a checklist for everything. And I thought, what a great time to run this episode, because there's probably quite a few of you out there who are feeling the same. So let's do this. I'm going to go through these points. There are 6 categories as such that it's broken into. So I'm just going to go through them, and they are literally a checklist. I always have a goal for all the studio owners that are in our community and ones that I work with, that by Christmas, my goal for them, and that goal is the same for myself, that over the Christmas break, whether that is 2 weeks for you or whether you choose to take 4 weeks or 6 weeks if you're really lucky, to take that time to really shut off from work and be able to truly enjoy that time with your family and enjoy the time with your friends. Because I know, especially for us studio owners, it's quite a rare feeling because there is always something to do. There is that feeling that there's that to-do list. There's, it's never all done. And so I do understand that. And a side note, it's never all going to be done. So what can we do though? We can be as prepared as possible. We can have as many things in place, set, automated, happening, so that things keep ticking over, but you can switch off completely from the business and really recover and take that time to relax. Because if you start the new year already exhausted, already distracted, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help your business. And so you need to be as fresh and revived as possible to get started. And so I'm going to talk you through a few things you can do starting right now to have in place before you break for Christmas. All right, so you might need a pen. Go grab one now if you are not driving as I talk to you. Okay, first one. The first thing is the heading is where to start. So this is often just the challenge. Where exactly do you start? So the first thing is I'm going to talk you through this checklist. Some of this has been covered in previous episodes, which you can go back for more detail. So this is part of the re-enrollment stuff. And I've broken it down. So I'll talk through these points quickly, but if you want more in-depth information, just go back a couple of episodes and you'll see the re-enrollment strategy that I have. All right, so where to start? First thing you need to do is confirm your venue, the days and times for next year. Have that sorted out in your head. You need that if you don't have your own space, if you're relying on community centres or you need permission for things. It's really important to get that done so you know and you're not caught short at the end when all of a sudden they say, no, you can't have that particular day that you want. You can't have those times. Confirm those right now. Make sure they're in an email format, so not just over the phone, so that you have evidence of it. Then you need to finalize your timetable. And I know I just said those three simple words, finalize your timetable, but I do know what that means as well. But it is worth putting in the time, putting aside a block of time to focus in and really try, even if it's at 90%, just have something in place that you are able to utilize with your current students as well as new inquiries that are probably coming in already. So finalize that timetable. Next thing is to finalize and collate your studio information and your pricing. So if you're changing things within your fee structure, maybe if you sell any uniform or merchandise, it might be a good time for you to just make sure that you are making a profit from the things that you are selling, the extra revenue that you are creating in your studio. Because I know things cost a lot more at the moment, it's worth just having a check through to make sure that you are still, it's not costing you to be doing these services for your families. Make sure you do that. And then have that information ready to go so that you can give it out to your current students that you currently have for their re-enrollment. Okay. The next thing is creating your 12-month calendar. So the first time you do this, it might take a little bit longer, but each year when you just update it, it certainly makes life a lot easier for you and for your staff as well as your parents. Now, in this 12-month calendar, you're including just the important dates, the things like term start and end, maybe when your payments are due, concert dates, rehearsal days, exams, photo days. Maybe if you're super organized, you have your social events planned out throughout the year, put those in as well. I also include things like public holidays so that they know, there's no classes on particular days. If there's public holidays, we choose to take public holidays off. But and things like our studio events, like parent watching week, Halloween disco, crazy hair week, bring a friend week. We have those set and they're pretty much duplicate every year. So it's as simple as just going in, updating the dates, and making sure that it still aligns with the new year plan. But yeah, it's absolutely worth having that, get that out to your current students as well, and to their parents so they know what's ahead for the following year. And finally, I encourage you to tweak your online registration process, however that is for you, whatever system you use. Is there a more simple way? Is there something, is there a way that you can put a QR code on things so it takes people straight to the registration process? How is it you can just refine that process? Remember, we want it as simple as possible, so it's a no-brainer for your parents to register. So have a think about that. All right, that's where you want to start. Now, moving on, organizing and confirming dates for. Okay, first thing, any stock or merchandise or uniform that you are going to need for the new year, now's the time to start organizing the orders. A lot of things shut down over Christmas, depending where you get your products from. It's worth just getting in ahead to make sure that you have it in time for the new year. Okay, making sure that if you've set dates for, if you have a registration day, if you have an open day early on in the new year, make sure that you have that date set, booked in. Make sure your venue's booked. If you don't own the premises, make sure that's booked in. So things like that, any early workshops that you might do. So if you do any New Year workshops, meet the teacher day, things like that. Make sure that the venue is available and book in those dates. You also want to include those dates in your 12-month calendar so you can update your current enrollments as well as any new ones that come through as well. You just want to make sure that you have this stuff. So for us, we actually run, it's a registration day, and on that day we offer a discounted uniform option, and so people can save if they buy the uniform on that day, which works really well because the parents feel like they're getting a discount, which they are getting a discount. But it's also a good sales day for us. So everyone's decked out ready before classes start back. But it's really important that we have the merchandise because if we wait too long, it doesn't get here because of the Christmas break. So it's really important that we have that happening, which is already happening for us now. So we'll have the stock in time. Okay, that's that one. Now, moving on. The next one is your teachers and staff. Now, I know how hard this is. I'm going to keep it really simple. Right now is the time where you need to be booking in your teachers, which means so you might want to do a re-interview process. So your current teachers that you have, for me, I do a re-interview at the end of each year, and we just sit down and we have a chat about, what they're feeling for the new year, what their dreams and goals are. Have they felt like they've achieved their goals from the past year, things like that. And then I ask them about the following year. What are they looking for? Do they have any holidays booked in or any big plans? Like, are they getting married, or, are they having a baby or anything like that? Just so I know what's ahead of me, and then we can have a discussion about the, classes moving forward for them. It's also a time to contact any new teachers that you may be looking for. So if you have listened to my podcast about finding teachers, you'll know that I have a database and a folder of just contact details of teachers. If it looks like I need a new teacher, now is the time where I start going through those lists and I start reaching out and organizing interviews with possible teachers. And then I just encourage you to put out the offer and confirm these teachers and their hours in their classes. Now, if you can do this before Christmas, then it is such a weight off your mind because it's locked in. I am absolutely a realist, and I know that it doesn't always happen. I'd get it. But if you can lock in and confirm as many teachers as possible, it's going to really help you have that proper break over your Christmas break and not be worrying about the process. Maybe you don't. I know for me, if I don't have my classes filled, I am continually worrying about, am I going to find the right person? Will they, fit in with our team? And all those questions go through my head. So that's why I try and make sure that as much of it is done as possible before that Christmas break. Okay, next thing, new inquiries. So I am hopeful that you are starting to get new inquiries for 2023 now. If that's the case, great. Now, if you don't already have your information, always respond to them. So even if you don't have anything to give them yet, just respond and say, we're currently working on the timetable. As soon as we have our information together, we will send it out to you. Okay, so just make sure you acknowledge them and know that they've been heard, and then keep their details in a folder so that you do remember to reach out to them as soon as you're ready. But for your new inquiries, this is why it's really important to have that finalized information about your classes and your pricing. Really important, so that as soon as those inquiries come in, you can get straight back to them. The next thing to do is to set up an automated email sequence, or if you don't have that technology, maybe email templates for just a quick reply and response. So if you do have your automated email set up, someone sends an inquiry, you can send a response, go straight back to them. So whether that is, we're currently working on our timetable information, we'll be in contact as soon as possible, or you have here's a link to the details, so you could send them to your website of next year's timetable, or maybe you have an attachment with that email. So just whatever way you can get straight back to them if you have that information is absolutely amazing to be able to send that, because remember, parents just want it easy and simple. So if it's as simple as, here's the link to enroll, they just click on the link and enroll. Okay, so not everyone is going to be asking 1,000 questions and wanting to know the ins and outs. Some people just want to sign up to dance class, and if the time fits in with them, they're happy and will sign up. So just make sure you have that option available. Don't make it too hard for them. And now another thing that works really well is to set up a frequently asked questions document. Now, with it's a document, but make it available. Make it available everywhere. Make sure it's on your website. Put it on your socials. Have it so that you can email it out to your current family. So if they have people asking them questions, they can answer them for them. And I'm talking really simple things like, how do I enroll? How much will it cost? Do I have to buy a uniform and shoes? A big one I always get is, can I watch the class? And can I have a free trial? These are just simple questions that someone new ringing you about your studio and wanting to know how everything works, these are the questions that they will ask. So if for whatever reason you can't be answering the phone, or you're off, hopefully sunbaking by a pool with a cocktail in your hand, have this document available or a link where you can send people just to answer these simple questions. Because again, it may be just as simple as, how do I enroll? And it's click here and they'll just do it. But there may also be things that will disqualify them from being suitable for your studio. And it might be that you say, yes, it's compulsory to have uniform and shoes. And they'll be like, well, we don't want that, so we're not going to join. So it's saved you time, it's answered the questions, but you've also been professional while not actually needing to be there. So just have that as well. And just know that these are the simple things that once they're done for good. So it's just a matter of tweaking them each year. So even if you just set it up to this year, it might just be a little bit more time consuming and a little bit more involved, but once it's done, it's done. Okay, next point is your marketing. Okay, I don't want to complicate it. It's not meant to be complicated. So what can you do from now till you start again without marketing always being on your mind? I know for me, it is one thing that's on my mind because it's probably one of the things that isn't as naturally flowing for me with the marketing, because I really do have to plan it out and have a strategy. So here is just the simple breakdown for your marketing plan. Now, the first thing I suggest you do is design and create an urgency marketing campaign. Okay, so this is the one for your early or your priority registrations for your current students. Okay, so this needs to be happening as soon as you open the doors to, if you do like a VIP week, or that very short period of time where the current students can re-enroll. During this time, so during this campaign, this is where you are providing the incentives like the discounted rego free, or you might give them a free t-shirt or a free pass to a workshop, things like that. In this campaign, just have it set up for the period of your VIP campaign period, and just have each of your marketing sorted out so that you can just have them scheduled, so they just go out so people know what's going on. Which then leads me to the next point, which is to pre-write and schedule social media emails so they can continue to be sent out while you are on break. Now, these don't always have to be about enrolling at your studio. These can just be things like, why dance is healthy for students. It can be just pictures of things throughout the year that you've done. It could be your concert. It could be, it could be anything. It doesn't actually have to be about enrolling or information, things like that. So probably the best thing is just to get a calendar. And if you've got my social media document, which it was in one of the earlier episodes where I think there's like 105 different social media topics that I've given you. You absolutely work through that document, because you'll be able to use different categories and keep your social media interesting. But what you are doing, you're always educating, but all you are really trying to do over this time is keep connection. So connection is the most important thing during this time. People don't need to be sold to all the time, or they're not expecting to be continually educated by you. Just keep connected. And so while, have a photo of all your teachers as they're, enjoying a dinner together, things like that, that's what's going to keep the connection during these times. And also design and create your new year social media and advertising campaigns. Okay, so think about January for us in Australia, if you are southern hemisphere, we have our break December, January, and we generally start back in February, well, the beginning of February when school starts back. So during that time, think about what it is you would be like. You'd like your, first of all, new students, new families that might be coming to your studio, what you want them to know, as well as your current students who are re enrolling. And then again, just plan out different posts, different social medias, different emails that you'll be sending out to your list, just encouraging them to, stay fit, reminding them of dates when we start back, things like that. So you can schedule that, which scheduling is just getting easier and easier. We can now schedule through Facebook. I think we can there's actually a scheduler on Facebook. Some Instagram, I think, has the ability as well as our usual programs that we have. So scheduling will just put your mind at ease so much, because you are keeping that connection, you're keeping the information flowing for the new year, but you don't have to physically be there doing it. So again, just if you can block out time to just sit down and plan that out, that it's absolutely worth it. And like the other things, once you do it that first time, it's just pretty much rinse and repeat the following year. You'll just maybe fix up images, change dates, things like that to give it a bit of a fresh look, but the hard work's done. So it's worth doing. It's worth doing. And I hope I don't make it sound overcomplicated, because it's not. And if you don't have that document that I'm talking about, my social media 105 topics, I really should have that information in front of me. 105 topics that you can talk about, headings you can use in social media. Let me know and I will send you a copy. Okay, that's simple. All right, finally, your final must-dos before the end of the year. First thing is to book in your end of year staff Christmas party or celebration. Okay, make sure that's in the diary. Make sure all of your teachers have it marked in their diary as well, so you can go and do something fun. And you know what? The more creative, I think, the more memorable it is, and it's a really great way to end off the year and leave everyone on a high. Now, the next thing is really important. Have your last day of work marked in your calendar to ensure that you have everything done before that date. Okay, put it in the calendar so that once you hit that date, that's it. It's laptops down, pens down, phones away. It's time for you just to sit back and relax and enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy Christmas. I find that if you don't have an end date, you will just keep going. It's like, I'll just do one more thing today. I'll just send off that email tomorrow. I'll just put it away. Also, make sure that your families know when your office closes. So even if you don't have an actual office, let them know that from this particular date, that's it. So you might have an automated email response to just say, the office is closed. We'll be back on whatever date, which is not a bad idea if you aren't responding to emails or you don't have an automated system set up. But definitely let your families know that this is the last point they can contact you for the year, and you look forward to seeing them in the new year. And not only is it good for them, but it's good for you too. So mentally, you're off. You can sit back with your cocktail. All right, permission granted. And then that leaves you to truly enjoy that quality time with your family and friends, because that's what it's about. It is not about continually drowning in your work, continually feeling stressed and overwhelmed and never having everything done. Guys, we're never going to have everything done. Okay, we can't, because we're continually striving and wanting to better ourselves. This is the nature of the entrepreneur. This is how we run our business. But it's just as important to take that time so you can enjoy the journey to get you through to the end. I don't really like the word the journey, but I don't know what else. I don't know how else to explain it. The process, the step by steps, the day to day. It is just important. Is just as important as the end journey that we are working towards, which, on a side note, always changes and should be changing anyway. So, okay, that's it. I am super excited to head into this final part of the year with you. If you have any questions about what I spoke about, please let me know. If you want a copy of that social media topics, let me know as well, because I will definitely send that through to you. And I have so many exciting things coming up. Even though it's heading towards the end of the year, I've got some exciting things happening in the new year, which I'm going to start talking to you about. You may have even seen and come across, I've got my new Instagram page and Facebook page actually, for the Business of Dance, which is a 2-day conference for studio owners, for entrepreneurs, for those who are really striving to better themselves in their business. This one is new. It's specifically for dance studio owners. And I am so excited because this is something I have been craving for years, and I've never found anything that's been able to give me what I want. And so basically I'm putting it on. I'm going to run it. I'm getting industry experts. I'm getting outside just business experts to come in and talk to studio owners about truly running their business to the best of their ability. I'm so excited about it. And I will be talking a lot more about that. I'm going to actually be doing a Business of Dance podcast series as well. So look out for that. Super excited. Remember, the Business of Dance _ is our Instagram handle. Please go on and follow, like and follow, whatever we need to do. I would love for you to become part of that community. And as I said, there will be a lot more information coming soon, but you may as well, you've got your calendars out now because you're doing all your marketing planning. July next year, July 2023, that's when this conference is going to be, a 2-day conference in the city of Sydney. Can't wait. But for now, that's it. Please take this checklist, go and mark it off so that you truly can enjoy the end of your year. And until next week, I hope you have a successful, not too stressful lead up to the end of your year. For those who are about to get into concert season, my hat goes off to you. I'm with you. I feel you. We will get through it. We always do. All right, guys, have a really great week, and I'll chat soon. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode of Dance Studio Empire. If you enjoyed it, please share it on your stories on Instagram, and be sure to tag me at Dance Teacher Central so I can say thank you. And if you really want to support me and the show, I'd absolutely love for you to leave a rating or review. For all the latest from me, you can follow me at Dance Teacher Central on Instagram and Facebook. Be sure to tune in next week for more strategies and tips to ensure you are building your dance studio empire.